Today I'm going to be sharing 3 unpopular opinions about scaling a $1 million course. Opinion number 1, don't sell high ticket. One of the things that I did in order to make my first $1 million selling online courses is that I did not focus on high ticket. I focused on selling a premium course. That course was priced at $997, which was something that was easy to sell via an automated webinar. Anytime I meet someone who is new to the online course should they usually have a bunch of questions around what their pricing should be. Should they be selling, should their first product be an online course? Should it be a mastermind? Should they start selling a group coaching program? What should that look like? And I started my entrepreneur journey as someone who first provided a service. So I started out in the very beginning just selling a one-on-one service, which was I helped people with social media management. After that, I started to do one-on-one consulting. And as I was doing that one-on-one consulting, over time, I started to notice that all of my clients had similar problems. And over time, I kind of developed a framework that I was able to use and kind of customize no matter what business owner I was talking to. And then over time, I thought, you know what? I can really package this framework that I'm using to help people one-on-one into an online course. And I'm so glad that I did that. When you focus your efforts on scaling one single online course to $1 million, you will have the following. Number 1, a large targeted following of people who connect deeply with your brand. Number 2, you're going to have a large customer base, right? People who are satisfied and are looking forward to the next thing that you're going to sell, whether that is perhaps a group coaching program or whether that is perhaps a mastermind. But the good news is, because you've been focused on selling this one program, and because you've been solely focused on selling that one program until you get to $1 million, over time you have amassed this big customer base that then when it's time for you to think about offering something high ticket, you're already going to have a pot of satisfied customers to pull from. The third benefit of starting with courses and avoiding high ticket is that you're going to have a large profit margin. Now, when you are selling an online course and when you are delivering a student experience for that online course, you don't need a big team, right? The method that we teach involves using automated webinars. So you don't need a big team to help you launch all the time. You're not going to need a big team to do sales calls. You don't need a big team to be in the DMs, like answering messages and trying to get people over the fence to invest in your high ticket offer. It's none of that, right? It's having a premium course priced around $997, although it could be anywhere between $500 all the way up to $2,000, and selling that in an automated way. The other benefit of focusing your energy on making your first million with sales of one online course is that doing that is going to help you really systemize lead generation. And that's important because when it comes to lead generation, there's really 3 different avenues that you can go down, right? One is paid traffic, and paid traffic is awesome, but I never recommend that people start with paid traffic. What I do recommend is that they start with organic and relationships, right? So you have paid traffic, organic traffic, and leveraged relationship traffic, right? The fourth benefit of scaling one course to $1 million is that in doing that, you're going to be able to systemize lead generation. Whether you are generating leads via organic strategies, whether you're using paid traffic strategies, whether you are leveraging joint venture partnerships, either way, by focusing on generating leads for your program and by doing it in a really targeted way where you're only focused on marketing and generating leads for that one single program, you're going to get really good at it. And the fifth benefit that comes along with focusing on scaling one course to $1 million is that you're going to be able to automate your sales process. Now, this is very important. When a lot of times people start with high ticket programs, they're trapped because all of a sudden they have to start doing sales calls, or they have to be in the DMs all day, like DMing people back and forth. And one of the benefits of selling an online course that's priced anywhere between $500, $1,000, $2,000 is that you're able to sell it hands-free. That means you have an automated webinar running. You're not launching. That automated webinar is running 24/7, and traffic is being driven to it 24/7. And so that you are able to really build that predictable revenue that your business needs in order to scale. And you're able to do that just by selling one program all the way to $1 million. And finally, going all in with just one of your signature courses and scaling it to $1 million is going to give you the opportunity to get really good results for your students. And the reason is because you are going to be able to, just because you're focused on selling one program, you're going to be able to develop that program in a way where people are going to be able to get results with or without you. So you are going to have some students come in that are going to need a little bit of extra hand-holding, but because you're only focused on selling that one program, and because it's a course and not like a high-ticket offer where they're going to be demanding a lot more of your time if you're selling that high-ticket offer. So because it's a course, you're going to be able to create systems for delivering an incredible experience for your students, so that whether someone is enrolling in your online course on a Saturday afternoon, whether they are enrolling in your course on a Tuesday morning, they're going to be able to have a really smooth onboarding experience, and they're going to be able to easily get the support that they need throughout the program. And because you are really focused on optimizing this one offer, you're going to have more time and energy to develop those systems needed so that you're going to get to a place where eventually it's going to be relatively hands-free from you. Now, it's definitely not hands-free overnight, but the great thing about having an online course is that when you're starting by selling courses and you're able to get that to $1 million, right? What that means is that you're going to have time freedom to then think about what you want your next offer to be. And I tell all of my clients, do not start that next level offer until you have really systemized lead generation for your online course, and until you've been able to automate sales, and until you've been able to really take yourself out of the delivery. And once you're able to do that, it's going to free up your time. And because whenever you're starting to launch a new program, whether that's a group coaching program, a mastermind, or whatever, that takes a lot of time and effort because it's something brand new. But it's going to be a lot easier for you because you've already created this amazing, predictable revenue stream that's going to be generating over $1 million per year, so that you have the time freedom to explore and be creative and think about what that next level thing is going to be, right? And the great thing is, when you go to offer that next level offer, you're going to have, let's say your course is priced at $1,000, and you've made $1 million from it, you're going to have 1,000 people to draw from to bring into that next level offer, right? What I see a lot of people struggle with, and they really, really struggle, is when they're starting off with a high ticket offer and they come to a place where they're like, you know what, I don't like selling or delivering high ticket offers. I really want to move to online courses. And they absolutely can move to online courses, but it's a little bit trickier because they don't have a big pot of clients to sell their online course to, right? So it's almost like it's reversed. And so starting out with courses is just a really great idea when you're new to business. You have high profit margin, you don't need a big team, it doesn't take a lot of time to deliver, and you're able to kind of create, if you're selling it evergreen, create that predictable revenue for yourself so that you can make mistakes and you can have small failures along the way, and it's not going to totally tank your business. So don't start your business selling high ticket. Start with courses instead. Unpopular opinion number 2, you are going to try and fail a bunch of times before it works. Your mistakes are a symptom of growth. And when you are avoiding mistakes, you are avoiding growth. When our clients are scaling their business, they're making a ton of mistakes. However, they have a support structure in place to help get them back up, course correct, and start to build momentum. So they're able to get back. The quicker you're able to bounce back and get back up, the better off you're going to be in the long run. People who struggle the most to scale their online course business are those who have a really hard time overcoming the mistakes that they make. They can't move past it. They keep obsessing about it over and over again. They start to blow things out of proportion. They start to overgeneralize, and a tiny mistake ends up becoming something huge, and it can feel like it's insurmountable. And the great thing about having a support network in place is that when you do make a mistake, you have people there to support you, to help you shift your perspective, to zoom out so you can see the big picture and understand that while this might feel like a really big deal right now, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be a tiny blip on the journey towards your success. My third unpopular opinion about scaling a $1 million course is that being ready is a choice. Feeling ready is fleeting. Like all feelings, they come and go on an hourly basis. If I were to take a snapshot of myself at different moments throughout the day, there would be times within that one day where sometimes I would feel incredibly ready and confident to take on anything, and then other times during the day when I would not feel ready at all and I would be scared and really anxious about taking that next step. So if you let go of this idea that you need to feel ready, that allows you to move into a place where you can decide to be ready. Being ready is a choice you can make today. Even if you're scared it might not work out, even if you're scared of what others may think, you can decide right now to be ready. I remember the night that I gave birth to my daughter. Now, as we were driving to the hospital, yes, I was in a lot of pain, but I also felt ready, right? I was like, yes, I can do this. Like, let's go, da-da-da-da. Cut to a couple hours later, when I was in the hospital room, I was not feeling ready. I was really starting to rethink this whole motherhood thing. I was thinking to myself, you know what? I'm actually going to press pause on this. I'm not sure if being a mom is right for me. I don't really think that I feel ready to give birth in this moment. But you know what? I didn't have the option to wait until I felt ready. I had to decide then and there that I was going to be ready because it was happening no matter what. As the CEO of your business, you are being called on to be ready every day, whether or not you don't feel like it. I have an actual physical list of over 100 hard things that I've had to do in my life, and not a single one of those things was achieved because I felt ready. On days where I have to make a hard decision that I don't feel ready to make, I read that list and remind myself that being ready is a choice. And it's the key to unlocking that next opportunity for growth. Now, by no means am I saying that choosing to be ready is a way of suppressing your emotions and not processing your feelings in the moment, right? Because guess what? A lot of times during the day, you do feel afraid, or you do feel anxious, or you do feel worried about something. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with feeling that way. And you should absolutely give yourself the time and space to feel that. A lot of times people have this really negative perception of fear, and that it's almost like fear is something to, be afraid of. And I experience fear on a daily basis. I struggle with anxiety. So if you don't have a list of 100 hard things that you've had to do, I highly encourage you to create that list. And then anytime during the day when you know you have a hard decision, a difficult conversation coming up that you need to hold, take the list out, read it, and remind yourself of all of the hard things that you have had to do in life and that you were able to overcome and work through and come back stronger for it. So I shared a lot of unpopular opinions today, and I would love to hear inside of the comments which ones you agreed with and which ones you disagreed with. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to leave a comment, leave a review, share it with a friend. All of those activities, with your help, we can create a ripple effect and impact millions of course creators all around the world. We appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time on the Scale with Success podcast.